Hi, team. Let's take a look at this question here, number 7. You can see everything from lookout point, and I really want you to imagine these things that you're up there on top of the point looking out, and you've just had a beautiful hike along Primrose Road, and then you started climbing the South Trail, and then enjoyed the view, and then finally returned on the North Track. Just a little bit of calm in the middle of your trigonometric test. And then you're going to go ahead and imagine that on the diagram. So you imagine them getting out of their car, hiking along Primrose Road. Then they turn and hike up the path marked Q, enjoy the top of the view at Lookout Point, and then hike back down. Now, the only other piece of information in the question is that P is equal to 2 kilometers. So it was a pretty long hike, my goodness. And so let's label the corners. We'll call this C for car. I guess we could have gone T for truck. We'll call this B. We'll call the top of Lookout Point A. We'll call the bottom D. And then we've got all of our sides labeled. Okay. This angle here, this trail climbs at 20 degrees. So let's draw that triangle. We'll start there. Because we're going to definitely want to start on the part with the most knowns, but we also want to know like exactly what are we looking for. How far did they hike to the nearest tenth of a kilometer? So let's take a look, and we'll use a big fat pen, green. All right, they hiked this way. Oh, it's so beautiful. So those are the sides we want the lengths, and then we're going to add them together. That was their whole hike. There. All right. So let's make that small, and we'll work in that color for sure. All right, so triangle ACDC, if you walked back and forth there, triangle ACD, here is C, here is A, here is D. And the height, well, I don't know what that is, but this is 2, and this is 20 degrees. And one thing we need to know is we need to know this length of Q, but we don't have any known lengths in there. But we notice that this height here is a shared length. So if we can find this height, we can use that to find length Q. Okay, so let's label that H. Put that on your diagram. And then we notice that that would be opposite over hypotenuse, which would be sine. So sine 20 is equal to H over 2. So 2 sine 20 will be equal to H. And then let's calculate that. 2 times 20, but we take the sine of it, equals 0.684. So that's like nearly half a kilometer high. That's pretty darn high. So no wonder you can see everything from Lookout Point. All right, so H is equal to 0.684. Okay, cool. Now let's work in another triangle. We'll go with red for Christmas reasons. All right, so now let's line up ADB, this triangle, slightly longer. Okay, this is still H, which is equal to 0.7 or so, that number, and this is 15 degrees. And our desired known, the thing we'd like to know, is this one up here. So this is, we don't know, we call it Q. Okay, Q. All right, cool, Q. Okay, so now let's find Q. All right. So anything else that we need to do here? No, let's just go for it. All right, so Q, and this is going to be funny because I'm just going to come back around to all this stuff. Q is, well, we're not going to do that yet. Oh, so distracted. Sine of 15 degrees is equal to H over Q. Okay, so if I have Q as equal to H over sine 15 degrees, that'll do to find Q. So let's go ahead and do that. This is H, it's still on my calculator. I'm going to divide that by 15, but I take the sine of it. And that equals 2.64. Okay, so that's quite a bit longer than the other one. Q is equal to 2.64. That's good. That's plenty of detail. 2.64. Okay, for Q. All right, great. And then let's go. Now we've got 2 of the pieces of information that we need. This is 2.64. But now we need this length here. Let's call it A for for side length A. Uh-oh. It is part of this triangle up here, but I have no known angles in that triangle. I don't really know this angle here, and it's hard to find. What would be better is to have this length and this length. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, and we're going to get those from these triangles in here. Okay, so let's call this this one down here B, and this one down here C. Okay, so we'll put those on our diagrams. This is side B, and this is side C. Okay, and I'm going to need to do some work in here to find B. So B will be up here, cosine of 20 equals B over 2. And then we just do 2 cos 20 to find B. So B equals 2 times 20, but I take the cosine of it. It's going to be really close to 2. 1.88. Okay, so B is 1.88. Oh, my poor son. 1.88. Okay, now let's find C. Okay, C down here. We're going to just flip colors again. Sure, why not? C here, cos 15 is equal to C over 2.64. So 2.64 times cos 15 is going to give us C. It's going to be really darn big. Okay, let's go. Oh, that's not it. Where is my calculator? There it is. 2.64 times 15, but I take the cosine of it, equals 2.55. So C equals 2.55. Okay. Hey, buddy. Anything you need? Okay, let me know if I can help. Poor guy. Okay, so now we're finally ready to draw this bottom triangle here. Triangle BCD. Okay, so I would draw a 2D diagram of it here. We're told this is 45 degrees. There's no right angles, and we have side angle sides. So this is cosine law. 1.88 and 2.55. Okay, and we want to find the length of A. So we'd write A squared is equal to 1.88 squared plus 2.55 squared minus 2 times 1.88 times 2.55 times cosine 45 degrees. Okay, now let's evaluate that. 1.88 squared plus 2.55 squared minus, put it in brackets, 2 times 1.88 times 2.55 times 45, but take the cosine of it and the bracket. That is the correct expression. Push equals. This is A squared, 3.25. So now take the square root of that. Boop. 1.8. Well, I can kind of believe that. Okay, 1.8. So A is equal to 1.8. Okay, now go through and find the important things that we need. We need A, Q, and P. Okay, so then we're going to have 1.8 plus 2.6. I'm going to round away that 4 because we don't need it anymore. Plus 2. Okay, and that's going to give us 6.4 kilometers, I believe. Oh my. Miles, you're in the video looking very sad and very sick. Very sick boy. So that is your final answer. Any questions about that? Hit me up by email. Otherwise, thank you.